Today, I'm going to proudly bring you the video The Endless Highway, a Math Choice, one of my most well-prepared videos. And you see, I even made some crude drawings just for this video, and it should be much higher quality than my other videos. So make sure to stick to the end. This slideshow has its main parts done on May the 21st, 2021. However, I forgot to make it a video until July and finally did it on August in response of the SoME1 movement powered by the famous YouTuber 3Blue1Brown. This is the X Highway, beginning at whoever knows the point and ending at whoever knows the point. It has no speed limit and is barely illuminated by the very few streetlights. Definitely the best place for a midnight road trip. It's just another casual night, and we decided to take the trip with a few friends anyways. Then of course we noticed a few minor issues. The steering wheel nowhere to be found. The brake is missing as well. The control has been set on autopilot. Seem to be accelerating, but the displays are broken. Oh, the speed's very high as well. And feel enough to reach the unreachable and let you roam into the infinity. Immediately you requested everyone to jump off the car. For my story to continue, they all smoothly refused, and so you jumped, smashing a few road signs and one of the very few street lamps on the highway. Hopefully you enjoy kinetic energy, now that you are unconscious, only aware that they refused to jump, so are now on a trip to the infinities. When you woke up, you realized your friends depend on your rescue. How do you come to that rescue, you may ask? Well, unfortunately, in this story for my settings, there is a highly made-up emergency system, the freeze ray system. Upon hitting a target, a freeze ray immediately and safely removes all its velocity and acceleration. Of course, the freeze ray system comes with a few limitations so that I can raise a question. The first one is that a freeze ray can only be activated once a second. The second one is that a freeze ray only lasts for one instant and spans only one exposition. If the exact moment the ray is cast, there is nothing at the exact location, the shot is wasted. The third one is that a freeze ray can only be shot at an integer location. The fourth one is that the system is full feedback and will tell you whether a ray has hit or not. For some reason, you have acquired control of the system. You also have a piece of additional information on hand. The velocity of the autopilot must be an integer, and so is the acceleration. Can you rescue your friends sailing in the darkness? Pause the video and think for a while. I think you are ready by now. Take a simpler problem first. The car broke down on the highway so that you can hit it with a freeze ray. Given the car is at an integer location, can you do it? Surely, it's easy. Freeze control this algorithm. It says that if the time t is even, you feed it a positive number. Otherwise, you feed it a negative number so that it will go through all the positive and negative integers, all the possible integers in this fashion. You will certainly hit the car at some point. That is just trivial. If you haven't solved this problem yet, pause and ponder for a few moments. How is the problem different from a simplified one? Take a second question here. A car is traveling from an integer location at plus 1 meter per second. How can you guarantee a freeze ray hit? You can still guess the starting position x now at the time t, but at time t, the location of the car is no longer x now. What is it? It is x now plus t. We can continue to guess the starting position with the former algorithm. This time, instead of guessing x, we are guessing x now. If we make a table out of tx now and the location to cast ray, x, it will look like this. That table was specially made for v equals 1 meter per second. What is the velocity v is set to be like minus 2 meters per second. It is still easy as a piece of cake. Just modify the previous algorithms just a little bit, and we are done. Now take a look at this last simple question. A car is traveling on the X highway from an integer location at an integer speed. Can you guarantee a freeze rate hit? Think about it and see how you can utilize the aforementioned algorithms to your advantage. Are you ready? Prior to this, we guessed one integer variable x null and synthesized the casting location based on the guessed starting location x null and the time t, as well as the given velocity v. Hence, x null plus vt is set to be x. What we just did was just to prove that you can list every integer numbered by positive integers. In the former tables, only x null is guessed. Or the size of the set of all integers is equal to the size of the set of all positive integers. But both sets are infinite, so how do you define size? Well, we say two sets are of equal size if we can have a one-to-one correspondence between the two sets, right? Now we take the last simplified question and think, what do we need to guess now? A pair of integers, x null and v. If the starting position and velocity of the car happens to be x null and v, and we guess x null plus vt and time t, we are guaranteed a hit. All that remains of the problem is, can we list all possible pairs of integers x null v numbered by positive integers? Or is x squared cardinality equal to the cardinality of x plus? Does there exist a one-to-one correspondence between the set of all pairs of integers and the set of all positive integers? Yes, and the proof is, well, trivial. So this problem is solved. If you already know the proof, you can jump a minute or so that you don't have to waste a minute of your life. If you don't know the proof, you can look at this one. Here it is. This spiral will cover every integer point on the plane, and each integer point on the spiral can be numbered by a positive integers. Hence, there is a one-to-one correspondence between the set of positive integers and the set of all pairs of integers, and the proof is complete. With this simplified question solved, we can take a look at the original question. A car is traveling on the X highway from an integer position with an integer initial speed and an integer acceleration. Think about it. How is this one fundamentally different from the prior two? It isn't. It isn't different. It isn't different from the prior two questions. Solving this question requires the proof of the existence of a one-to-one correspondence between the set of all triplets of integers and the set of all positive integers. It is trivial. We can prove it recursively. That marks the end of the question. And so you command the control system to iterate through all possible triplets of x null, v null, and a. You waited and waited for days, for months, and for years, and it finally worked. It finally worked. You immediately drove a truck to the site and rescued your friends. They were obviously very thirsty, hungry, and especially bored. At least you saved them. What you've learned from this story? Well, the lesson is that you don't drive on an infinite highway on a car without a steering wheel, a brake, and with a buggy autopilot and a tank of infinite fuel. Oh, just kidding. The real lesson learned is that when you see a math problem, try to simplify it down. Try to remove the variables. Try to convert it into a problem that you can solve, and you can extend further so that you can solve the original problem. With this type of extension, we have developed modern math. The modern math is just based on extensions, linear algebra, group theory, etc. They are all inspired by an extension of certain things. So don't fear to simplify things down to a thing that you can well apprehend and well extend. If a made-up trip on an infinite highway takes you somewhere deeper in math, why not take that trip? Subscribe for more content and thanks for watching. Your subscription is the best kind of viewer support for me and is a kind thing to do. Thank you for taking this trip for me and see you next video.